What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Joe, the Juggernaut Joyce. Joe Joyce on Usyk winning the WBO award. He says that it motivates me to kick his ass next. Wow. Joe Joyce was honored at the annual WBO convention with the official presentation of his interim heavyweight title. It was the honor bestowed upon unified champion Oleksandr Usyk. However, that served as a greater motivation for what lies ahead. And Joe Joyce said once again, it motivates me to kick his ass. Joe Joyce told the WBO podcast host Claudio Trejos, I'm coming for the titles. Brilliance to Usyk. It was a really dominant performance, a great performance. He deserves it. Good for him. I haven't seen him face to face in quite a long time. It will be good to see him. I look forward to making that fight and seeing how all this plays out. Those are the words of Joe, the Juggernaut Joyce. You know, what's the word or what's the saying? Revenge is a dish best served cold. And I think for Joe Joyce, I think he's really looking for that particular revenge because Oleksandr Usyk and himself have went through the professional rankings undefeated. So since both of them excelled, despite the difference in opposition, even though Joe Joyce took out Parker and took out Dubois, it still doesn't really hold a candle to some like guys like Tony Bellew, Chisora, and then of course Anthony Joshua. Okay, it just really should motivate Joe Joyce because the only thing that you can revert to is the last time you took an L or the times you took an L when you were an amateur. I think Joe Joyce has a hit list. Yeah, he wants to be the best. Yeah, he wants to take the test. He wants to be the guy that takes the belts, but at the end of the day, it's unfinished business for Joe Joyce because Oleksandr Usyk won that fight, and he won that fight. And that's with Joe Joyce giving it his all at the time. And Oleksandr Usyk was a lot smaller, but he was still witty enough, active enough to take the win, And I think Joe Joyce has an inner desire to take on and to take new challenges. After all, he's the only guy that I've seen that wants to fight Deontay Wilder, and he was the first one to call out Deontay Wilder, just like he called out Tyson Fury. So do you think if he wants to fight guys that he's never fought before, what do you think he wants to do with somebody that's already beaten him before? Counterpunch. I think he wants Oleksandr Usyk more than any of the others. Even though Anthony Joshua did this and exposed or leaked out a video of him handling Joe Joyce in spots in a particular video that was leaked out, I think he really wants the Usyk fight more for two reasons. For one, he's been defeated by Usyk, and for two, he's after the belts, and if he takes that guy on, he'll be killing two birds with one stone. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Joe Joyce, eager, motivated to give Oleksandr Usyk the first loss of his professional career. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.